everybody. Welcome to Live on Main. And yes, we are on Main, believe it or not, in a new room for the moment. I'm here this evening with Louise Coleman, the former director of Greyhound Friends, who has had, well, first let me tell you, she has a book out. It's called Boston Boy, and A Greyhound Journey by Louise Coleman. There it is. So, personal tales and reflections on the rise of Greyhound rescue. Now, what we've seen happen recently, after how many decades doing it?
35 years. After
35 years, you were accused very, very heavily of animal cruelty. Was that a felony that they charged you with? Okay. And I just saw the video of the courtroom and of the judge, and not the video of the judge, but the audio was live, and he basically said that it should have been an administrative, regulatory issue, not a criminal issue. And we have Denise Antaki doing the camera work here. Denise, is that my water bottle in the shot? It is? Let me have it. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Okay. And who knows what else is in the shot, but that's okay. So, so now they charge you the way they did, which the judge basically said that shouldn't have come into my court. And we didn't, Hop News didn't cover it because we just don't have the resources now. We once did. I went to Cambridge for some court stuff early on in our career, and maybe some other things too, which I can't get out of the top of my head right now. But we just didn't have the resources to cover this story, much of it at all. So, so it ended with that. Now, may I ask? There was that part of it. Was there? And then there was. I remember seeing an awful lot of documentation from the various entities involved, the Hopkinton Animal Control Officer, Department of Agriculture, and they wrote up some stuff that was not necessarily complimentary regarding the kennel. Okay, so, but that's, like you say, what did you call it? Not
well, it was regulatory.
Regulatory, yeah.
But it wasn't the Hopkinton Animal Control, it was the Massachusetts Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, just different entities, yeah.
I get you. So, so you were found not guilty.
Not guilty and commended for my work.
And he did. He commended you for all these years of helping greyhounds. And I have to tell you, it's just an amazing thing. And quite frankly, I don't know if I ever told you this, I'm not really fond of greyhounds.
I could tell.
How can you tell? It's, what do you mean? Go on.
Oh, no, it just, you know, when you used to come out to cover open houses and things, you like to talk to the people, but you were sort of wary of the dogs.
Well, I'm actually, I think wary might be the wrong word. I think I might say that I'm not fond of them.
Okay.
I haven't seen the connection between me and a greyhound ever. And I have seen that connection with dogs I haven't known that aren't greyhounds. So, not a big deal. A lot of people love these dogs.
Right.
And so I'm happy that, especially in light of that fact, that you have, this mic is drifting down. So, that you have taken such pains to rescue so many, long before it was chic, in vogue, you might say. Right. And did you not go to Ireland? I think I read that in the book.
Well, there's a lot of...
250 or so Irish greyhounds?
Though that was in Spain. That was in 1998 when one of the tracks in Barcelona closed. So there were 250 Irish greyhounds that were left after they were kind of laid off, you know, after the track closed. Oh. So there were several people from different countries who went to help them, and we did bring some of them back here. But yeah, there were 250 left.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But that's an amazing story, and I love this. This is my favorite, probably my favorite photo ever.
The meeting of the racers.
The Meeting of the Racers.
Right.
It's by John Martin, who has been with you for quite some time.
About 25 years. A lot of the photos
Yeah.
in here are his.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Well, he's been a greyhound advocate also, right? And so the story is pretty neat that this all came out of an apartment in what was it?
Cambridge, Harvard Square.
Harvard Square.
Right.
I probably saw you there.
Probably.
Was that you as the Statue of Liberty?
No.
Kind of the same color.
The idea. Right.
Whoever it was had this color on.
I see. Okay.
But so it wasn't you. Okay. That's a wonderful place to hang out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Harvard Square.
Yeah.
Or it was for young people. So, and that first time you brought a dog, was it Boston Boy?
Yeah,
that
Boston
you
Boy
brought?
was the first dog.
Boston
First
Boy,
greyhound.
that's the name, that's his racing name, right?
Boston Boy.
Yeah, and so people bet on Boston Boy or not, and they were, what were
He
they
was
gonna?
a champion. He won till he was 5 years old. So, yeah, he did well. So, but and then he needed a home. So someone I knew said, "Do you want a dog?" So in my Pinto.
Oh, yeah, right.
And picked him up. So he took up the whole back seat.
So, that was your first, and how many dogs would you say you keep in your home?
Oh, way back then?
Anytime.
Oh, anytime. Well, right now I got 3. But it varied. I think that one of the things, I sort of take the long view of things, was when we started Greyhound Rescue, it was, you know, there was like a tsunami of greyhounds at that point because there wasn't any real rescue.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the seasonal tracks would close. There were seasonal tracks in several New England states as they would close all at once. And so there were lots and lots of dogs all at once.
Did you have any idea of the magnitude of this when you first started?
It was a good thing that I didn't.
Yeah, because, wow, there's so many. Did you have to let some go?
Always.
Yeah.
But then the other ones were always representatives for all of the others. But no, the guy who gave me Boston Boy would call me up and say, "Did I want another one and another one and another one?" So I just started finding people, and it worked out well that we could almost always find the right person for each dog. So it was like a building block for the organization.
That's fantastic. And now, I think did I see somewhere that Greyhound Friends is going to go before the selectmen for some
That's
reason?
supposed to happen. I don't really know, but I think it's going to happen sometime in July. So we'll see how things go.
There's been this force, and I have to tell people to not post that stuff on my page because I'm not in favor of all this stuff going on. But they were, whoever they were, and
I call it a convergence of malevolence.
yeah, isn't that weird though?
Well, it's like different people. There's a whole different. There are different people with different versions of things. But one of the main things is I think that there are people who want our property and want our cattle and want it's a gorgeous piece of land.
It is. These greyhounds can run and run.
We have an acre
run.
that's fenced in.
Wow, that is beautiful. Can't they jump?
Well, greyhounds don't jump.
Yeah.
No, they're usually pretty used
Just
to
in a
fences.
straight line, huh?
But other dogs can jump. Other dogs can climb that fence.
Oh, they could find their way in, maybe too.
Well, they probably could.
Yeah.
But no, it has been a very interesting year and a half, and a lot of distractions. But on the other hand, I had time to write a book.
Yeah.
A long time ago, a lawyer who was on our board way back then said, if you can write, you can always defend yourself. Well, I can write.
Yes.
And I defended myself.
That's very good. And so, where can people get this
Well,
book?
the book has a website. It's called greyhoundjourney.com. People can order it there. Also, they can see the verdict video there.
Oh, you have that link there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
That, and we also have posted quite a few pivotal news stories about greyhounds and greyhound friends over the years. So that's there. It's trying to be sort of a resource as well as just about the book.
Yeah, and so will people eventually be able to go there to learn about what dogs are available and so forth?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, one of the things that I'm also working on is trying to help people who are trying to help greyhounds and other dogs in other countries. So I'm trying to be like a resource for, you know, what's happening in Ireland and Macau, and China, Argentina, Spain.
And they still race them there?
Yeah. One of the things that was sort of the unintended consequence of racing stopping in this country is the dogs got shipped to other countries.
Oh.
So it was quite a few of the dogs, like in Florida, went to Argentina, which is, you know, there's no real animal welfare there.
Oh, yeah, how about down south here?
Well, that's true too. That's sort of how the hounds have all started coming up here, because there's very little spay-neuter in the south, but there's a demand for dogs here in the north. So,
like, a lot of people don't understand that's how it works, is that these dogs, by the way, is the red light still on? Thank you. We're new at this, we're new doing this together. But a lot of people don't understand that these dogs at these various shelters, with the exception of yours, are like strays down south, and they collect them, and they don't know them, they don't know about them. Some of them might be born wild, reminds me of a Steppenwolf song, and they bring them up here, and they have to euthanize some of them, because they just kind of, it's a catch-all.
yeah, I think that there's more effort than there used to be to sort out which dogs
Before
would do
they
best
bring them up,
with,
yeah.
or even when they get here, so that people know which dog would do best with which people. But yeah, things are definitely in a state of changing.
Yeah, so that was different than the model that the Greyhound Friends had, with actually having people call you, trainers call you, owners call you and say, we've got this dog, these dogs. And a lot of people don't understand how the business of racing greyhounds works, is that they breed greyhounds, and not you, but the racers breed the greyhounds, and if they don't have a winner in the litter, the others get euthanized.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure to produce the winners, and I always think about it, it's like on a merry-go-round, there's the brass ring, and then there's all the other rings, and so we like the brass rings, but we're also interested in the silver rings too.
So you help them all.
We do the best we can.
And what's happening now, you're looking, when I say you, I might mean you personally, I might mean you, the Greyhound Friends, I might mean the board. Who knows what I mean by you? Maybe I mean that dog. Maybe I'm talking to that dog. I don't know if I've said how much I love this photo. I really do. John Mottern.
M-O-T-T-E-R-N, yeah.
M-O-T-T-E-R-N, that's right, Mottern. John Mottern is the photographer, and I'm really so jealous that...
It won the Boston Press Photographer's first prize in
excellent.
1986.
Wow, that's great, and it's well-deserved. And it's not just a great silhouette that just lets you know everything about the people and animals in the photo. It reminds me of the one, is it Da Vinci with the man and God almost touching? Da Vinci, that very famous,
yeah, that's true.
very famous painting. And so they understand each other, they're not touching, just like man and God communicate in that drawing, painting without touching. So that's another reason I love that, because a photo is a photo, but if you add art to it, it's a step above.
That's a whole different thing, yeah.
So now are you allowed to be on the board again?
No. I don't know how all that will work out. For right now, what I'm doing is concentrating on defending myself, and that's how, I mean, I have to do a lot of restoration of, my reputation. My high school just gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Could you send us
I will.
Do you have a picture and all that?
What they're going to do is send a press release with photos.
Excellent.
So there's that kind of thing. I mean, they were going to give it to me last year, but because of the trial, they couldn't. So this year they did, which was nice that they did. So there's all of those sorts of things. And I'm going to have lots of book signings, lots of all over.
Maybe you have one here.
I will. I just gave them a book.
Oh, excellent. Good job.
Lots of people are buying them and giving them to libraries.
Oh, good.
I printed 500 initially, and they're almost all gone.
Wow. I want to write a book.
Good.
I do someday. I'm too busy right now with Hop News and all this video stuff. I don't think that light's hitting my face. Oh, that light's hitting my face. That one's hitting us.
As long as it's somewhere.
Yes, we can talk about the technicalities while we're on. I could clip it if I wanted, but I think we'll just let it go straight through.
Why not?
So what the ultimate goal would be, I know you want to, as they say in some of the other countries, you know, you want your reputation restored. I was trying to think of the word they use elsewhere. But you'd also like Greyhound Friends to continue.
Oh, sure. No, of course, of course. No, Greyhound Friends, I've been 35 years into, you know, putting that together. And Greyhound Friends has a lot of support. It's a lot of dogs went through, and a lot of people have been very supportive.
And you know, during the press melee, when you were going to trial and so forth, there was, I think there were several stories, negative stories, but there was only one success, and that was the end. And just like all of the comments made on, well, they tried it on my Facebook page, but I stopped it. But I read it elsewhere, letters here, letters there. And I learned from listening at town meeting many years ago, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Charlie Zedek, God rest his soul, who said the nays are the loudest.
Yeah, it's sort of like a voracious narcissism. I mean, it's vociferous, and it's all about them. And they don't seem to be at all interested in the damage. And we could have placed 300 dogs the time the Greyhound Friends has been closed. And all of the international work has been stymied. Well,
seeing how fervent you are about your business, this must really hurt you.
Well, it has. On the other hand,
I mean,
no, definitely. On the other hand, I've been able to. I think of the whole situation as sort of a salvage operation.
Yeah.
Which is what life usually is anyway. A big salvage operation. So you know, you got to figure out what's salvageable and what really works and make it happen.
Yeah, and move forward.
Move forward.
And try to outshout the nays.
Well, or be more articulate, to be more coherent, be more positive, productive, effective.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you personally have done a good job, but I think during the negativism, you stayed a little quiet.
Well, that's what the lawyers always say.
Right.
You know, not to do that. But I just figured I also just put the effort into putting this together, and now I'm going to be a lot less quiet.
Okay, and we can't emphasize enough that you were found
not guilty.
Not guilty. It wasn't like, oh, let's just dismiss this.
No, it was Judge Kunis was really terrific, and Dan Capetta was one lawyer. He's given me a whole bunch of pens, and I give them to people.
Oh, wonderful!
Because I just think he's such a great lawyer.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and he's on Speen Street in Framingham. But that was the best part of the trial, was watching him work. It was really great. It was fascinating.
Yeah, they do cut right through the baloney, don't they?
Well, they did, but he did it in a very mild sort of way. He sort of reeled people in, and then they showed themselves to be duplicitous. And soon I'll have the transcript, and I can put the transcript of the trial on the website of the book.
Wonderful.
It will be wonderful.
And it's a shame that happened to you. It's a shame that happens to anyone, really, that a group of people can...
well, and I think that it's sort of indicative of the times, unfortunately.
Yeah. In what way? That there's a lot of what you call false information out there, and you know.
Well, it used to be that people, if they had something to say, or they were talking, they would like hang out on the street corner and talk, or at the water cooler or something like that. Now it's all around social media, and something gets started, and it's like huge,
you know,
out of nothing.
I just thought of something, but I can't tell you.
What?
Because
you can't tell me?
Well, no, I'll tell you after. It's what it is. It's somebody reached out on Facebook Messenger and had some nasty things to say to me, and so she didn't know I baited her into like you said, the bait, you know, and then she went wacky on me, and I just went, okay, all right. But now I hope I'm not the first one to bring this up about Coco.
Oh, no, not at all. No, my sister Lina used to work with Coco. Lina lives in Northborough, and she worked with Coco a long time ago in Santa Barbara in California. But I put Coco in the book.
You did, but I mean, did you know that Coco
I
just
did.
died?
She was
Oh,
46,
that's what
though.
I meant. Yeah.
She was,
Wow, what a great...
46
For a gorilla, that's a long
yeah,
time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then another thing I wrote down as I read, woman I hired to clean and sanitize
Oh, yes.
the facility reported it for not being clean and sanitary.
Well, that was one of the naysayers. I mean, in a way, I sort of walked right into this. I mean, I asked two people to be on our board, thinking that they were supportive
advocates
but it's one of my failings is thinking that people think the way I do and value what I do, and then it turned around that was not the case at all.
Oh, it's just terrible, isn't it, when that happens? I hate when that happens.
It does.
And it really,
huge disappointment,
Yeah, it really cost you a lot.
It sure did.
You know, I went to a shelter one time, thinking about the disappointments. I had seen someone walking a dog, and I knew where, pretty much, I figured where it came from, and I was on the phone with someone associated with it. That was that dog's name. Not Susie.
You told me Daisy.
Let's say it was Susie. Okay, it wasn't Daisy, definitely. That was just another made-up name.
Okay.
But I think it began with an S.
Okay.
And I said, oh, I can't believe this dog. It's so, she goes, well, it sounds like Susie. Wasn't, like I said, it wasn't, but I just used that for the dialogue. And so I rolled my window down, I rolled it down, pushed the button, and said, hey, is that Susie? And she said, yes, but before the walker could even respond, the dog's ears were up, it was pushing itself up just as proud as a thoroughbred. And I don't think it was a thoroughbred, but it was a beautiful, beautiful mid-sized dog, which is what I want where I live. It's a condo with wooden floors, and I don't need some gigantic shepherd, which I have owned. The shepherd was an incredibly intelligent dog, and that's what I saw in this dog, was the intelligence. And so I circled around, and I'm hoping as I speak with the walker that the dog doesn't jump up. Sugar was the dog's name.
Okay.
And so I pulled up and put my other window down. I was talking to her about the dog, and I'm hoping, oh no, please, dog, don't jump up on my car. And it didn't. It pushed up with its paws and stretched to get a look at me. So I fell in love with the dog, which I haven't done for a long time. So I went to see the dog the next day, and it remembered me. It was all excited to see me, and I went in to talk about it, and there was an individual there who said, that dog that's a tough dog. That needs, you really have to, be able to handle that dog and all this. And I said, I had a German Shepherd. And the kid says, how long ago was that? I thought to myself, wow, I think that was my first incident where I was a victim of ageism. And I had never experienced that before. No, I did when I was 40, but that was a different kind of thing. But really, I'm thinking, what does it matter how old I am? I can't handle a little dog like that. So I was told I couldn't have it because all these reasons. And one of them was I had a cat. And I was told by one individual that dog would kill my cat. I said, that dog will not kill my cat. Believe me. I mean, first of all, the cat's an outdoor cat. A lot of cats can survive in the outdoors. But I built it at the house anyway. So it's a good cat. It takes care of the mices and the moles. But they wouldn't let me have the dog because of the cat, and I think because, I'm too old. So that was my first. So before you get too old, get this happening. Get this, all this stuff straightened out. And get that.
We will, right. And I'll have a list of where the book signings are going to be, so people can go. And, we'll just persevere.
Great. And we're going to watch for Greyhound Friends to reopen?
Yeah, I think that they're going to meet next month with the selectmen, and we'll see what happens. Hope for the best.
Well, maybe we should hold off on this putting this video out there. Just kidding.
No, I think it would probably help.
Good. All righty. And we want to thank Louise Coleman for
Okay.
being
Thank you.
here live on Main. I want to thank you for checking us out, and keep checking us out, and keep watching and checking out hopnews.com to see what's going on with the Greyhound Friends. And thank you to Denise Antaki for being
And our website is greyhoundjourney.com.
greyhoundjourney.com. Check it out, and check us out and them out for the next book signing. Thanks
Thank you.
again. Good night.
Thanks.